At New Year's Revolution, John Cena would face the Samoan Bulldozer in a WWE Championship match. John Cena would win, but Umaga's manager, Armando Alejandro Estrada, would call it a fluke and demand a rematch. Jonathan Coachman would grant Umaga another chance at the Royal Rumble. And this match at the Rumble would be a grueling, bloody match that would drive both superstars to their limits. So, let's start from the top.
Ladies and gentlemen, last night was one of the toughest fights of my life.
After the events of New Year's Revolution, John Cena would come out and talk about Estrada's claim of a fluke. Cena would follow with saying that the match at New Year's Revolution was the toughest fight of his life, but the champ is still here. And to resolve Estrada's claim, John Cena proposes a championship match against Umaga that night on Raw. But Jonathan Coachman, who comes out to the most 2000 theme song ever, says that he gave Umaga the night off. He continues by saying that later on that night, John Cena would face the newest signed Raw superstar, the Great Khali. Later on that night, during their match, Armando Estrada, who was on commentary, would grab a folding chair and jump on the apron. John Cena would quickly grab the folding chair from Estrada and hit the Great Khali with it, ending the match in a disqualification. The Great Khali would quickly take out Cena in the ring, and Estrada would climb in the ring and signal for Umaga to come out through the crowd. Umaga would enter the ring and attack Cena and stand over him, screaming more than a Karen at a McDonald's, while Raw went off the air. The next week on Raw, John Cena and Umaga would have their contract signing for the match at the Royal Rumble. Before the signing, Jonathan Coachman would announce that he would give Estrada the opportunity to pick the match type for the Royal Rumble. Estrada would go on to choose a match where a fluke is impossible, a last man standing match. After both men sign, John Cena says that he's full of surprises and jumps over the table and brawls with Umaga. John Cena takes out Umaga and soon chases after Estrada. He ends the segment by putting Estrada through the table. The next week on Raw, Vince McMahon would cut a promo insulting Donald Trump and Rosie O'Donnell. John Cena would soon come out and confront Vince McMahon. He calls Vince McMahon a puss bag. He then continues to insult Vince McMahon until Jonathan Coachman steps in. After some arguing with Cena, Cena is able to trick Coachman into saying that Donald Trump has more money than Vince ever had. This infuriates McMahon, and he makes a match for later that night, John Cena versus Jonathan Coachman. And later on that night, before their match, Coachman would come out and say that John Cena would first have to compete in a battle royal before their match, where the only target was John Cena. Jonathan Coachman would randomly send down superstars in the ring to come and beat down on John Cena until the Great Khali comes in. The Great Khali went in the ring and was like, "Forget what Coachman said, I'm gonna do my own thing," and started throwing everybody out of the ring. Eventually, it's Cena and Khali, but Khali throws Cena out and wins the match. Khali would then go out to ringside, throw Cena in the ring, and hit him with his chop. Jonathan Coachman would quickly slide in and go for a pin, but in typical Cena fashion, he kicks out at 2. John Cena recollects himself, stands up, and faces a scared looking Coachman. Cena stares down Coachman, but all of a sudden, Umaga comes in and attacks Cena from behind. While Umaga hits Cena with a Samoan spike, Estrada and Coachman grab a table. Coachman and Estrada set Cena up on the table while Umaga climbs to the top turnbuckle. Umaga jumps off and puts Cena through the table, injuring his spleen. With the Royal Rumble 6 days away and going in with an injury, John Cena faces the toughest test of his career to date by battling the Samoan Bulldozer in a last man standing match.
And there's no way you're walking out of the Royal Rumble, the WWE Champion.
The match starts with Cena and Umaga staring each other down in the middle of the ring. Umaga makes first contact by pushing Cena, but Cena fires back quickly with punches. Cena and Umaga shift the momentum back and forth until Umaga hits Cena in the spleen, causing him to roll out the ring. While Cena writhes in pain, the ref begins to count. Cena makes it up, but Umaga continues the attack. Cena down again, but makes it up by the 5 count. Cena and Umaga start to make their way to the entrance, but before they can reach the top, Cena fires back with punches. They make their way back to the ring, where Cena slams Umaga's head on the apron, but Umaga is not phased and soon regains control. Umaga then spends the next few minutes beating down on Cena until he Irish whips him into the corner. Umaga runs out at Cena, but Cena reverses, but is soon hit with a devastating clothesline. The ref begins to count as Cena lays flat on the mat. Cena starts to show signs of life by 5 and starts to crawl by 7, but Umaga continues to beat down on Cena. As Cena lays flat on the mat again, Umaga goes to ringside and grabs the steel steps. Umaga, who is focused on continuing his savage beating, is stopped by Estrada as he sees the ref counting for Cena. As Cena gets up, Umaga throws the steel steps in the ring. Umaga gets on the apron, but is quickly knocked off by Cena and falls back to the ringside floor. Cena quickly grabs the stairs and throws the stairs to the outside, which crushes against Umaga's skull, sending him falling back. As the ref begins to count for Umaga, Estrada frantically shakes Umaga to get up. Umaga gets up at 6. As Cena throws Umaga in the ring, he continues to fight back until he is stopped by a spinning heel kick. The ref counts, but Cena gets up at 5, but Umaga continues his beatdown. Umaga brings stairs into the ring and places it in the corner. He puts Cena on the stairs and attempts to crush his head, but Cena makes it out the way. Umaga is down, but makes it up at 6. John Cena goes to the top rope, but is caught by Umaga, who regains control. Cena counters Umaga, regains control, and drops Umaga on the steel steps. Cena hits the 5-knuckle shuffle and attempts to hit a FU, but his injury causes him to fall, and he falls face first onto the steel steps. The ref counts, and Cena makes it up at 8, but as he stands to his feet, we see blood starts to trickle down his face. Cena comes back for a few seconds, only to fall victim to the attacks of Umaga. The ref counts for Cena again as Umaga gears up for the Samoan spike. Umaga tries for the Samoan spike, but at the last second, John Cena blocks it, only to receive a headbutt. As Umaga puts a bloody Cena in the Tree of Woe in the corner, Umaga goes for a headbutt, but Cena moves out the way. Cena regains control with a leg drop and throws Umaga into the ring post. Cena leaves the ring, but runs into Estrada, who has a TV monitor in his hand. Cena grabs the monitor and nails Umaga in the head with it. The ref begins to count as the ref makes his way back into the ring. Cena knocks Umaga out the ring and he attempts to jump on Umaga, but Umaga counters and crushes Cena against the ring post. Umaga places Cena on the ECW announce table and goes and stands on the Raw announce table. Umaga heads for a splash, but all of a sudden,
What's he gonna do? Stop him! Umaga running to Cena!
Cena moves out the way, causing Umaga to fall through the table. As Umaga is laying face down on the announce table, Cena makes it back into the ring and the ref starts to count. As the ref is at 9, Umaga stumbles to his feet, making the count, leaving John Cena with a look of disbelief on his face. As Cena and the ref are focused on Umaga, Estrada is in the corner, loosening one of the top turnbuckles. As the turnbuckle falls to the ground, it grabs the attention of Umaga, and Estrada tells Umaga to use the metal part of the turnbuckle to damage Cena. As Umaga runs towards Cena with the metal part, Cena picks him up and hits him with the FU. Cena takes the turnbuckle and bashes it against Umaga's back. With Umaga on the ground, Cena wraps the rope around Umaga's neck, using all the strength he has left to leave Umaga down for the 10 count. As Cena pulls on the rope, choking out Umaga, Cena sends out cries of desperation. As the crowd chants Cena, Umaga begins to fade. Cena lets go, but Umaga regains energy and starts to climb to his feet, but John Cena knocks him back down. Cena puts him in the STF with the rope around his neck, and as Cena uses all the strength he has left, he releases the rope, hoping Umaga stays down for the count. As the ref makes his way to the 10 count, Cena staggers to his feet. The ref makes it to 10, resulting in Cena being victorious. A bloody Cena looks around at the crowd as the ref raises his hand in victory. After this match, Umaga would go on to represent Vince McMahon in a Battle of the Billionaires match involving Donald Trump and Bobby Lashley. John Cena would go on to fight Shawn Michaels in one of the greatest WrestleMania main events in WWE history. But that is a story for another time.